That evening, Travis came home humming, cheerful, like he hadn't just detonated my life from the inside out. He sat at the dinner table, scooping rice onto his plate like it was any other night. "You feeling better?" he asked, like he actually cared. I looked at him, nodded slightly, and smiled. "I'm okay," I said. Then casually, like mentioning the weather, I added, "I saw an email earlier about a transfer from my savings account. Do you know anything about that?" Not a flinch, not a twitch. "Oh," he said, still smiling. "I was just testing the system. Don't worry, everything's still safe." I nodded again. "Got it." I pushed his bowl toward him. "Careful, might get cold." Under the table, my hand curled tightly around a small black USB drive, the latest recording. The one where he whispered into the phone, "She won't notice. Not yet. I'm doing it by the book." He didn't know. He didn't know the game had already changed. He didn't know that the woman sitting across from him, his wife, was no longer grieving, no longer confused, and no longer blind. She was documenting. She was tracking. She was preparing for war. And he was sitting there, eating rice like. He wasn't already a case file in a folder titled Tactical Recovery. He thought I was still broken. But what he didn't realize was I was finally awake. That night, I sat on the couch, staring at my laptop, still reeling from the audio. If she finds out, just say it was a family decision. She's too soft. She won't do anything. They thought I was soft. They were wrong. The day Aaron sent me the email titled Confirmed Organized Fraud, I sat frozen in front of the screen. Not because I was surprised, but because for the first time I felt like prey. And the predators were family. Attached was a chart, clear as a confession. Elm Tree Solutions, LLC, a shell company, registered in Austin under Jenna's name. 3 transfers from my savings, each over $15,000. Monica used part of the money to fund a startup her husband ran, a business already flagged for fraud. Carol, my mother-in-law, had used my financial info to secure a $100,000 church loan, claiming I had authorized it. She even forged my signature. Travis? He used my identity to apply for an $80,000 loan with a fintech company in Nevada. The documents, scans of my license, tax returns, and social security number were all found in a hidden folder on my laptop, disguised as House Renovation 2002. He hadn't just stolen from me, he'd become me. That night, while he was in the shower, I printed everything. Evidence, audio transcripts, financial maps, fake documents. I slid it all into a red folder labeled Truth. When he walked out, drying his hair, he spotted me in the dark living room. "You're not asleep?" I didn't answer. He looked nervous. "What's wrong?" I smiled, just barely. "If someone stole your identity, emptied your savings, took out loans in your name, and then told the world, we all agreed. You didn't need it. How would you feel?" His face tightened, just for a second. Panic flickered, but he hid it quickly. "What are you talking about, Olivia?" I stood, walked over, and slammed the red folder onto the table. "This isn't a guess. It's not a suspicion. It's a full investigation. You, Monica, Jenna, Carol, every single one of you is named in this report." His voice cracked. "How did you—" I stared straight into his eyes, because I'm not the fool you thought I was. I walked past him, opened the front door, and turned back one last time. "You all thought I'd cry and stay quiet. You thought you could take my father's legacy and get away with it. But I've backed up everything, recordings, files, emails, and sent it to 3 agencies, including the Texas Department of Finance." He stood frozen. "Olivia, listen!" "Shut up." My voice didn't rise. It cut clean, like glass. "The only thing you should be thinking about is which lawyer is good enough to dig you out of this mess. Oh, wait. Maybe those legal fees are already in that $80K loan under my name." I walked out into the night. For the first time in months, I didn't feel fear. I felt fire, but nothing could prepare me for what came next. 2 days later, Aaron messaged, "You need to meet with the investigator. It's worse than we thought." I drove to his office in Dallas. A room full of analysts greeted me with quiet urgency. No small talk, just truth. A man from the Henson Financial Crimes Division handed me a file. "We believe Travis is not just a fraudster. He's a professional con artist. Multiple identities, multiple scams." I opened the file. Ryan T. Vickers, age 39, a financial advisor in Houston. Same face, different name, same man. Fake IDs, tax documents, shell companies. He had scammed at least 4 other people. One case was already in the hands of the FBI. Then came the photo. Travis on a beach in Cancun, holding hands with a blonde woman. Not me. Her name was Stacy Delmare. She wasn't just a fling. She was part of his double life. Co-owner of one of his fake accounts. The woman he told people was his late wife. And the source of the fake life insurance money. That wasn't even the worst part. The real bombshell? Carol, his mother, had filed legal paperwork to have me declared mentally unfit to manage my finances, citing emotional instability after her father's death. Fake psychologist letters, forged forms, a full attempt to seize control of my inheritance. They didn't just want my money. They wanted to own me. Aaron's voice was cold. They weren't just trying to steal. They were trying to erase your autonomy. I didn't flinch. "Do we have proof?" "Every bit of it. Audio, emails, digital trails, even a witness." "Who?" Aaron glanced at Henson. "Stacy," she found out. "She's ready to testify." The courtroom felt more like a stage than a place for justice. Dallas County Court. Charges: fraud, forgery, identity theft, money laundering, and attempted legal manipulation. Defendants: Travis Delaney, Carol Delaney, Monica Delaney, and Jenna Delaney. But they didn't expect Stacy to walk in, or Jenna to switch sides. The judge called the room to order. And then it unraveled. Jenna stood first. "I was told Olivia agreed, that she was okay with it. I helped move the money. I didn't know we were stealing from her." Then Stacy: "Travis told me his wife was dead. He showed me a death certificate, said the money was from insurance. I co-signed on an account. I was conned too." Travis stood and shouted, "It was all Mom's idea. We followed her lead. Monica, Jenna, everyone." Carol jumped up. "Don't blame me. You said the money was shared." "I didn't know you faked a wife," Monica screamed across the aisle. "I never knew there was a separate account. I just signed what Travis gave me." The judge slammed the gavel. "Order! Order!" I stayed quiet. I didn't need to speak. They were tearing each other apart. A federal agent stepped forward. "Your Honor, we submit 11 counts of financial and identity fraud, supported by witness testimony and documented proof." When it ended, Travis sat slumped, defeated. Carol wept. Monica sobbed. Jenna stared at the floor. Stacy walked past me and whispered, "Thank you for not making me feel small." 6 months later, I sold the house in Charleston. I stood on the porch one last time, handed the keys to a young newlywed couple, and smiled. They didn't know what had happened here, and I hoped they never would. Travis took a plea deal, 18 years in federal prison, no parole for 9. Carol was charged with 3 felonies. Jenna got probation for cooperating. Monica paid a heavy fine. My name was cleared, my dignity restored. I moved to Asheville. Quiet mornings, a 3rd-floor apartment, freelance work, my dog Milo at my side. No more lies, no more justifying betrayal as family. One day, a package arrived. Inside, a card from Stacy. "Thank you for not making me feel small. Watching you in court helped me see how deeply I'd been deceived. I'm trying to rebuild. I hope you found peace." I placed the card on my bookshelf, not out of sentiment, not out of pain, but as a reminder of what it takes to reclaim your life. My story doesn't end with applause. It doesn't end with revenge. It ends with something far greater: freedom. Because sometimes the cruelest betrayals come wrapped in smiles. Sometimes, family becomes the mask that hides the crime. And when kindness is mistaken for weakness, you have two choices: stay silent or stand up. I stood up, and I didn't just get justice. I got me back.